Hi, I'm Jenny Leong and I'm the Greens member for the state seat of Newtown. I'm down here at the Save Sydney Park camp because I want to show the Greens' solidarity and support to the community action that has occupied this site now 24/7 to stop the destruction of our beautiful, beloved Sydney Park from the WestConnex motorway. But we know that WestConnex is not going to just damage this area. The impacts across Sydney and for our climate will be enormous. We all took action in the New South Wales Parliament because we wanted to show our support for the community campaign happening here and across this polluting motorway route to say that we don't want WestConnex, we want investment in public transport and real solutions that are going to protect our environment and be in the interests of our community.
Mr. President, I give notice that on the next sitting day I will move 1. That this House notes that A. Motorways and toll roads are outdated and dangerous infrastructure. B. The WestConnex toll road fails on all counts: social, environmental, economic and transport. C. The price tag for WestConnex has increased by 70% in the last 4 years, from $10 billion to $16.8 billion. 2. That this House calls on the government to stop pushing ahead with its myopic tunnel vision, wean itself off its addiction to motorways, and instead build safer, ecologically sustainable, multimodal transport infrastructure.
Many people in my community have said, well, look, we'd probably be happy to put up with that kind of discomfort if we thought the project had great merit. But of course, we know from whether it's the reports commissioned by the City of Sydney, whether it's the New South Wales Auditor General, whether it's the current inquiry that's going on with the Federal Auditor General on the Commonwealth level, there's significant question marks that hang over WestConnex. And while this government strongly supports it, we Greens oppose it. We know Labor supports parts of it. The part where there's no protest, they support.
I give notice that on the next available sitting day I will move that this House 1. Condemns the Bear Government for its lack of concern for the health of children at schools along the WestConnex corridor, recognises that WestConnex will have an extremely detrimental effect on a large number of Sydney schools and school children because of their proximity to proposed toll roads, unfiltered ventilation stacks and greatly increased traffic volumes, and 3. Calls on the New South Wales Government to recognise their duty of care to all children who attend these schools, which will be subject to unacceptable increased levels of harmful toxins and increased traffic hazards as a result of WestConnex.
1. That this House notes the important role that local sports fields play in local amenity, community participation, health and exercise. B. The inner Sydney, inner West Sydney and South East Sydney have limited green space and public supporting facilities. And C. That the WestConnex project will place motorways, significantly increase traffic and unfiltered smokestacks in close proximity to the following. 1. The Allan Davidson Oval in Sydney Park, the home ground of South Sydney District Cricket Club and Newtown. Well, they are a great club. They're going to face smokestacks right near where they're playing. Newtown Swan.
That the approval process under Part 5.1 of the EPNA Act is tokenistic, denies proper community consultation, excludes merit appeals to the Independent Land and Environment Court and prevents proper legal scrutiny of the environment, heritage, economic and social impacts of the development. C. That the poor quality of the environmental assessment of WestConnex by New South Wales Planning, its politicised approval process and the major defects in the statutory assessment process for this damaging project has denied it legitimacy in the eyes of the community. And
A. The government's plan for the WestConnex project includes the removal of 350 trees from Sydney Park. 2. That this House acknowledges that urban forests are a crucial part of our cities as they offer social and health benefits to its human inhabitants, preserve remnant native flora and provide habitat for precious fauna. 3. That this House calls on the government to A. Stop making false claims that new trees planted under overpasses and beside motorways are equivalent to mature trees that are current habitat for native fauna. B. Scrap its plans for this project that would destroy 14,000 square metres of vital urban forest and wetland in Sydney Park. And C. Protect this important part of the city's natural environment.
I give notice on the next sitting day I will move 1. That this House notes that for the cost of the New South Wales Government's unnecessary $16.85 billion WestConnex road folly, A, we could build 1. 20 large-scale solar farms as big as the 102 megawatt, 290 million Ningen solar plant to power the equivalent to removing 1 million cars from the road, and 2, 20 large-scale wind projects equivalent to the 175 megawatt, $40 million White Rock wind farm proposed at Glen Innes to power 1.5 million homes, and we could also fund a $1.2 billion transition fund for communities in the Hunter, Lithgow and Illawarra regions affected by the end of coal mining in New South Wales.
I give notice on the next available sitting day that I will move that this House notes the latest changes to WestConnex announced by Roads Minister Duncan Gay demonstrates that he is clearly making this multi-billion project up as he goes along. 2, condemns the Baird government for allowing WestConnex to go ahead despite significant changes after approval has been granted. 3, congratulates the communities in and around Camperdown, Newtown and Sydney Park for doing everything they can to step in and halt the WestConnex works. And 4, urgently calls on the Premier to step in and halt all WestConnex works until an independent inquiry can be conducted to prevent the cowboys at Sydney Motorway Corporation doing any further damage to our neighbourhoods while attempting to deliver this polluting financial black hole of a project.